Welcome to another marvelous episode of College Football Showdown. I am the governor of college football, and with me is my co-pilot, Jalen Wilson. Jalen, I got good news for you, brother. Since we went vertical, our viewership is up. It's been really cool. I think it's been a lot more interactive. I actually followed our model. Every Friday, I'm doing a vertical episode now. And last Friday, it ended up being a mailbag episode where I was just talking to people in our audience. So we are going to talk about three marquee games today. We're going to talk about the Georgia and Tennessee game down in Knoxville. We're going to also talk about the USF and Miami game that is down there in Coral Gables, and we're also going to talk about the Florida and LSU game that's down there in Baton Rouge. But Phil, at any given time, feel free to interrupt us. Jalen, how you been feeling? How you been doing, brother?
Been feeling good, feeling good. Just got my had to do some stuff with banking and everything, and stuff like that. Really, like just getting a new card and stuff. So,
All righty, so
been chilling,
you been doing all right. So I want to start this show off the same way I started off. Governor of college football earlier. I do want to send my condolences to the Kirk family. Rest in peace. Charlie Kirk. Like I said earlier, this guy was a man of faith. I think you and I both can agree with that. Both men of faith, very articulate. I think he was a great debater. To be honest with you, I think he debated in a great way. Man didn't drink, didn't smoke. I respect that. I also respect free speech as well. And we don't get too political on this show unless it's about like the politics of college football, of course, and the semantics of politics. But
yeah.
just wanted to send our condolences. So rest in peace to him, and his contributions were certainly felt. The college football community was truly mourning yesterday. That's all I saw on my timeline yesterday. So yeah, most definitely rest in peace to him. We're gonna get into our game previews. Let's go ahead and get started with this showdown in Knoxville, man. And I feel like when these two teams meet, it's always supposed to be that way, but the most recent history tells you something different. Like Georgia leads it, 23 to is 29 to 23 and 2 of all time. And they ripped off 8 straight wins from 2017 to 2024. Kirby Smart hasn't just beat Tennessee, Jalen. It's been dominant. It's been really dominant. And the average margin of victory, believe it or not, is 20 points per game. And the last time Tennessee won was back in
2016. That was Josh Dobbs' Hail Mary, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. And it's crazy that, this has been the case. I don't have a good calibration of either of these teams. I like what I've seen in Tennessee in 2 games. Defense has scared me a little bit in the Syracuse game. And this is Gunnar Stockton's first true road start in the SEC.
He hasn't looked great, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah, he hasn't been.
He's looked a step below Carson Beck.
Olivia Brown, how's it going?
He's looked a step below Carson Beck. Like,
yeah, I agree with that 100%. So he's gonna be on the road, and them fans gonna have their cigars ready. I'm gonna have my cigars ready as well. So yeah, let's talk about this game. What you think?
It's real interesting. I mean, I don't remember last year's matchup, but the year before, if I'm not mistaken, it wasn't close. I know that 2020 was a 2 matchup where it was supposed to be close.
For sure.
And remember, Tennessee people was riding the Tennessee high because they beat Alabama, and then Georgia came in, smacked them like 2 weeks later. This matchup is a little different. I feel like Tennessee's should be the I feel like Tennessee is walking in the better team. Now, will they walk out victorious? I don't know.
But you feel like they're walking in the better team.
Yeah.
And hey, how's it going, Emil?
They're walking in the more proven team, I guess, at least against formidable opponents. I mean, they beat Syracuse. I forget who Georgia's other opponents were, but I don't think they were better than Syracuse.
No, they weren't. Mm-mm.
Georgia's offense has struggled to where Tennessee's defense has struggled, which is an interesting thing to me because it's like which one is going to show up more? That Nino?
Yeah, Nino. Shout out to Nino dropping by. He says Tennessee needs to stop the front 5 for Georgia. I do believe this is a war of attrition on the line of scrimmage game, and as many games in the SEC comes down to what you're going to do. The front 7, both offensively and defensively.
Which, if I'm not mistaken, it was 2 people that were like questionable for Tennessee that were supposed to be what's his name? Goodness.
The cornerback isn't playing, right? Jamal McCoy.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I saw a big time recruit Tennessee had. Like, uh, goodness, I can't find his name. And I done forgot it. And I remember I was like, man, I'm gonna bring that up tomorrow.
It's
But
not Arion Carter or Boo Carter, or
no,
you said it's not Jamal McCoy. I'm trying to think who you're talking about.
David. Am I mistaken?
So why you looking for that? Let's go ahead and get into some. You found it,
Yeah, David Sanders.
David Sanders. Okay.
Offensive tackle. Yeah, like it's going to be interesting. And I don't think
Mhm.
it's been official on whether he'll be out this game or not.
Right.
But yeah, Tennessee has looked good somewhat
Mhm.
on offense. While they won that quarterback trade, I don't feel like it's like I don't feel like it's a day and night, honestly. Like,
I still don't believe they won. It's just the system is better. Right now, the program is better. Think about the way that Chip Kelly during the lame duck period, the way that he left
yeah,
UCLA, like didn't do any fundraising, didn't do any recruiting. He just up and left. Now I thought Tino Sincere would be a great help to UCLA. I'm officially out on UCLA. It really does hurt my soul. It does. It does. Would Aguilar numbers be with 35 attempts? That's a good question. Passing offense is gross for Georgia. Yeah, I believe that Gunnar Stockton is averaging like 208 passing yards a game. So it has not looked phenomenal, to be honest with you.
yeah. I'm not huge on Gunnar Stockton. Like I said, he hasn't really looked good. And I mean, I just said it when we started. Like, he's looked a step below Carson Beck, and I feel like it's super obvious. Which I don't know if anybody really expected him to be better than Carson Beck. I really kind of didn't. I kind of felt like he was a downgrade, but
Right, for sure.
um, I don't know what this Tennessee defense like, but I want to say you're going to need Carson Beck to have a really good game for this game to win for Georgia. I was going to say it's like to win comfortable, but to even win, I feel like you're really going to need an impressive game from not Carson Beck, Gunnar Stockton.
So I think, and Nino just asked a great question. He said Gunnar Stockton or Brock Vandegrift. Really good question. Who are you taking?
I'm gonna take Gunnar, but I'm not like.
It's not by a landslide.
Yeah.
I will take Gunners too, but it's not by a landslide. Yeah. But that's a great quote by my dog Nino. They both have waited their time. When I look at this game, I like to always look at it from a schematic standpoint. Really wasn't as high on Joey Hazel because I thought there was a slip between Joey Hazel and Alex Golesh as far as being the offensive coordinator. Same system, but I just thought there was a little bit of a drop off. They've been able to put up some points this year.
I thought Alex Golesh is the better coordinator.
Yeah, for sure. And I think we're seeing that down in South Florida. But Tim Banks, I think it's so many elite defensive coordinators in the SEC. I feel like Tim Banks kind of falls under the radar and what he's been able to do and the talent that they've been able to take on to the next level in the SEC. But both teams are 2-0 right now. And I talked a little bit about Tennessee's coordinators. Let's talk about Georgia's coordinators a little bit. Mike Bobo, a guy that we've seen kind of stumble everywhere. Colorado State, he stumbled, took a pay cut there as the head coach, went to Auburn. It just didn't work in Bo Nick's second year at Auburn, got fired there. And then he went on what I like to call, what the college football sabbatical is for all coaches? It's that analyst position, whether you're an offensive analyst or defensive analyst, because you can still look for like older coaches that coached at this level and that were head coaches at this level. They're probably analysts somewhere else.
Yeah.
It's time for you to do research to kind of be algorithmic, so to speak, instead of it just being about X's and O's. I feel like that's a sabbatical that Mike Bobo had right before he took the offensive coordinator position with Georgia. He was an analyst at Georgia, and I feel like that's been better for him. So we do have some messages in the chat, and we want to talk about this a little bit. Mayor of college football, Golesh actually calls plays. Hey, that's phenomenal. So I think he's thinking that Hypo is calling the plays now. Bobo calling the physical run scheme in 2025 because Gunner ain't it. Yes, yes. I think I would love to agree with that, and I think that's a phenomenal take. So, how do you feel about the coordinators of both teams? And then Glenn Schumann, I think, is a guy that we might be talking about very soon that in the head coaching rank. So, how do you feel about these coordinators, and how do you like both of these schemes heading into the game?
I like both schemes.
Mhm.
But of course, it's like you look at us like Tennessee scheme hasn't faced well
My
against
dog
Georgia.
was good with you.
And that's kind of been a big thing. Tennessee's scheme
Mhm.
hasn't really faced well against Georgia, and that's been
Mhm. No,
a
it
huge thing in the
hasn't.
past. So
And
it's
that was my
like,
thought process because Fran Brown was a part of this 8 game winning streak, right? When
yeah,
he was a coordinator there at Georgia. So my thought process is, hey, let's talk to Kirby. What do you know? You know what I'm saying? And it didn't work because Tennessee put up 45 points. But
hmm,
I think Kirby Smart will be able to get that intel,
yeah.
and Glenn Schumann will be, hey, what were they doing? What did you see? Anything you noticed? Any calls? We talk about sign stealing in college football. It's been going on since the beginning of time. Like, what did you see? Like, what could be passed on for us to recognize and notice? Because that it matters who you grew up in this game with. So I truly believe that Fran Brown and Kirby Smart have probably had some conversations heading into this week.
Yeah, it hasn't fared well against Tennessee's scheme hasn't
Mhm.
fared well
Very
against
well. Yep.
Georgia, but I feel like this is the most vulnerable Georgia team they faced in the past 3 seasons.
I would agree with that.
So it's like you haven't fared well, but yeah, you haven't fared well against
Mhm.
a national championship team,
Yep.
um, another team that was, I think, like a game away from the SEC championship game or something like that,
Mhm.
and another team that made it to college football playoffs last year. So
Wait,
it's
Pam, what's
like,
going on, brother? Mhm.
so it's like, you haven't fared well against those teams, and you look at this Georgia team like, okay, yeah, they could make it. They also could make it to the college football playoffs, but
For sure.
I feel like they're just like a little bit talent of maybe not last year's team,
Mhm.
but that national championship team and the team after that. And it's like, okay, I look at it and I'm like, this is the most vulnerable Georgia has been to Tennessee, and it could come back and get them. And I feel like if it's a matchup that it happens, it's now. It's not next year. It's not the year
Mhm.
after. It's this year.
Right.
Um,
All the stars are lining for Tennessee. Like
yeah,
Joey Aguilar is a much better fit than we had anticipated. This game is in Knoxville. That crowd's going to show up. We know the crowd is going to show up. So, who are some of the players you watching in this game, and then what are some of your overall thoughts and who you have winning this game?
I mean, Aguilar is number one because
Mhm.
he has put up a solid 2 games, but I look at him like, okay, yeah, like this is
Hey,
the
what's good,
matchup everybody's
Playboy?
looking for.
Bama is cooked.
But yeah, I look at him like, I'm like, this is the matchup
Mhm.
everybody's like kind of waiting on. Well, at least I've been waiting on. I'm like,
I
okay,
agree with you.
Syracuse is a good test, and it's like he performed well.
Mhm.
Um, then last week he performed well, and I'm just like, okay, I want to see how he looks against Georgia. Georgia's supposed to be a college football playoff contender. Um, they're supposed to be, or at least to some people, they're supposed to be the favorite in the SEC championship game, or to win the SEC championship. Uh, they're supposed to be one of them teams that's like creme de la creme.
Yeah, that's
how I
how you
say it?
say it. Yeah,
Yeah,
crumb, brother, crumb. Mhm.
yeah. They'll look like that, and you look at that, and it's like, okay, um, this is now his true test to see how good he is and see if he really was an upgrade from Nico. To some people, uh, then I look at Georgia. I'm like, Kobe Young is gonna have to step up wide receiver.
Mhm.
Um, then you also got Nate Frazier. I think he had a solid game last game. But I feel like I feel like he can get busy against Tennessee. I haven't really
Mhm.
cared for Tennessee's run defense, honestly.
No, I
Um,
haven't either. What's that kid name? Yasin, is it Wills or Willis or something like that? Kid from Syracuse is able to get them numbers. So Jalen, we're
mhm.
gonna pause because the one thing I like about this live variation of our show is that we get to have conversations. So Penn State number one. That's my dog. My dog respectfully can't say your whole name. My dog Mega. You don't sound. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. He said Penn State #1. Everybody else. How do you have you liked everything you sent out of Penn State these first few
I,
games?
I honestly, I
K-Tron Allen
honestly,
has looked pretty daggone good. You know,
yeah,
I must have. But how you feel about Penn State?
I
I don't
honestly
think they're
have.
on task just yet. I
Um,
just don't.
I mean, I've been impressed, but at the same time, it's
Mhm.
like I kind of expected this.
Right.
Knowing their non-conference schedule,
Hmm.
it wasn't tough.
No.
So I kind of expected this, but everybody just circling that game against Ohio State. Like
Hmm.
people were going to complain, like, "Oh yeah, Penn State doesn't play nobody," but it's like we don't
Hey,
need them to play nobody
right.
because everybody's just
Yeah.
waiting for them to play that one game.
Right. Right. They got some in conference games that they're going to play. I think they got to go to Iowa City this year as well. I know
I mean,
you guys.
I
I
had
think
Penn
you
State
guys
number
gonna be
two.
6-0 before you guys play Ohio State. By the way, I just wanted to talk about you guys since we were on the subject of
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know
I mean, I had Penn State at number 2
mhm,
in my
in your
polls.
top 25 poll.
Yeah,
Okay.
but that's just because who they face. I think they
Mhm.
can beat Penn. I think they can beat Ohio State. But
Can we have an honest conversation real quick?
sure,
You mentioned poll. We got to talk about this Haley Sawyer situation. Have you seen it?
I heard about it.
Mhm.
Like, didn't she like keep Florida in there and stuff like
Florida,
that, or
No,
above
yeah, Florida
USF or
moved up
something?
2 spots. Well,
Yeah,
let me tell you about
I never looked into it though.
Syracuse averaged 2.3 yards per carry against the Vols. Okay. You comfortable about y'all game this weekend? Bro, regard. I'm gonna pull up the video.
You a
I
Tennessee
want you.
fan?
Yeah. I was asking, was he a Tennessee fan? And if so, how you feeling about Tennessee this year, brother?
Yeah, I didn't see much about that situation though.
Mm.
I saw like it whenever the poll first released and all that. People made a big deal about it. I was like, okay.
What
I just
my
kind of moved
votes
on.
are and what my process.
Hold on. Let me stop it. Let me remove this. Let's go back to this window. Can I play it over this one? So let's add that.
I wake up early in the morning after covering a game late in the night before. Don't want to go too much into my progress or process or logic, but I will say I appreciate everybody's interaction on social media and all of your feedback. There's tons of people that vote on the AP poll, and like it's not a perfect system, but at the end of the day, like no matter who you pick, it does even out because there's so many people who vote. And like I said, it's really fun for discussion. It doesn't, probably matter in the end, but I'm glad that people are having a really good time with.
It's UGA, absolutely not comfy, but most confident ever. Hey, I like that, man. You got your cigar ready? I got my cigars ready, brother. But yeah, Jalen. So that was the comment. I'm not sure if you heard the video, but let's unpack this. There's a lot of other voters. She's right. There's 62 total voters, right?
Yeah.
And so I didn't know where she was going when she first started this. Like I didn't know she was flexing. Like I get in late, I'm at games or something. Like I didn't know where she was going with all of this, right? And then I had a former boss tell me this thing that stuck with me. He said you got 3 type of people. You got people who either wait and hope, make excuses, or blame others. And I feel like she kind of made excuses and blame others in what she was saying in this.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think a non-response would have been better. And I used this parallel yesterday.
Yeah,
I'm
or just
older,
tweet
so
out my
you might
bad.
not.
I don't know,
Yeah,
something.
yeah, you might not remember this, right? But there was a time where 50 Cent just went ill on the entire industry, right? But it's more specifically Ja Rule. Ja Rule was popping. If he ignored it, he would have been good. But he tried to go at 50 Cent with a weak record called Clapback, and it just didn't work. So then 50, clearly defeated him in battle, and then took Ja Rule's style and continued to make music while Ja Rule just career kind of, you know what I'm saying? Because Ja Rule
Yeah.
was super hot at one time, especially like 2000, 2001, he was red hot.
Yeah.
I think the best answer for this would have been no answer because she just made it 10 times worse. In the end, it doesn't matter. Yes, it does. We care about college football. It matters. So people have heard my opinion on it. I want to hear your opinion on it.
If you said that to her, she's going to pull a card that'd be like, oh, but the AP poll doesn't matter at the end of the season because college football playoff poll. Yeah,
It just gets worse, right?
Yeah, she's gonna pull that card, which hey, that's cool. Why you flexing the
Right, right. He said, "I remember Wag
going for
back."
the
Yes.
AP. Um, but yeah, I don't. The situation is she shouldn't have said anything really. I mean, well, she did. I would have just made a tweet like, "Hey, my bad," like,
Mhm.
or I mean, like, "Hey, it's my list. I do what I want with it." Like,
What do you think of third process? Well, you think she just made an assumption and like didn't check the score, or
man, she was
that's what
just
my thought process was.
she was just filling out bull crap.
Yeah, yeah. But she's an AP poller. Now you are, one of the pollers on the CFB Nation poll. You take that extremely seriously. I am one as well. I take that extremely seriously. My further comment to this was, where's the quality assurance? Like, where's the person overseeing this? I know it's 62 people that are voting on a poll. I know it's a time crunch. I
I
do
mean, you
get that.
can't you can't penalize her for it though, the person, because it's like it's at the end of the day, it's like it's kind of opinion
But there's not
based
a
and
phone call on that. Like, hey, you moved Florida up 2 spots. Are you aware that they lost yesterday? I guess you would think somebody that's an AP journalist,
yeah.
would already know that. But that, to me, like, where's the oversee? Where's the overwatch?
I don't
That's
know.
where my confusion kind of lied
But
at with the
it's
situation.
just tough because it's like you can't say, oh yeah, like you can say she's wrong for doing it,
Mhm,
but you
mhm,
can't say, well, they lost in the rule book. It says when you lose, you move down.
mhm.
It just makes no sense to move them up. But
So I'll give you an example. So part of my job, I do the calculations for our poll. I also look at everybody's poll. Now it's not 62 people poll, but I will still look, at least glance at 62 people poll. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I look at everybody's, you know what I'm saying? Like, just to make sure our team's not in there twice. You know what I'm saying? Just little stuff like that. It's just the little things that I'm checking. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. It's a little weird. But let's get back to it. Who do you got winning this Tennessee and
I got Tennessee.
yeah, Tennessee winning? You okay? Why
I
do you
got
think
Tennessee.
Tennessee is winning this game?
I'm gonna take their defense to show up a little bit more than Georgia's offense. Like,
Okay,
just
that's fair.
be a little more consistent in Georgia's
Mhm.
offense. Yeah, I'm taking Tennessee.
You're taking Tennessee. So this game was a tough game. I think there's about 3 or 4 games that I'm back and forth with. Like the LSU and Florida to the majority. I think a lot of people say LSU's going to dog walk them, but those same people probably don't realize that LSU is like 110th in the country in scoring offense, and I guess they don't deem that a problem with the pieces that they have on paper. You're 110th in the country in scoring, dog. You're averaging 20 points per game. Yes, one of those games was against a damn good defense in Clemson, but we see Troy almost had more success than LSU against Clemson, at least moving the ball. And then, who did LSU play last week? Was it La Tech? I think they scored like
I think so.
23 points on or something
Yeah,
like
their
that.
offense hasn't looked that
Yeah,
great.
yeah, it hasn't, but they have dudes on the offense, right? So this Tennessee game is just one of those games where all of the stars have a line for Tennessee. I mean, they look really good on offense. I think Joey Aguilar has exceeded all of our expectations. The defense is going to figure out because Tim Banks is a guy I believe in. I do hate that Jamal McCoy. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is he still in here, bro? Regard, is Jamal McCoy playing this game? I don't believe he's playing. I think that's the news that I got, that he isn't playing this game. So I look at all, I hate the fact that he's not playing, even though Gunnar Stockton isn't playing well. I think sometimes when a coordinator has your number, they have your number. Uh, I expect Glenn Schumann to get ahead of Alex Golesh this game. I really do. And I don't give me Georgia. I just got a weird feeling that Georgia's going to win this game. Give me Georgia. It'll be a close game, but give me Georgia in this game. If I'm wrong, and trust me, I've been wrong before, and I'll be wrong again. I will be sparking up this not a Cuban cigar with Tennessee fans right there.
You
So
should
let's
have
move
flicked and said I wasn't wrong last week though.
on. I was right a lot last week. Ain't knowing my pick 'em. You know what I'm saying? That was the first time in their pick 'em history that a picker when they know. Yeah, I was 8-0. But yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I just get a feeling about the game, and I just
Hey, hold on, who else is in that pickle?
and some pretty big accounts in that pick 'em. Herb Rose is in there. I think like the CFB report. That account is a part of the pick'em. It's a few people that's a part of that pick'em league. I think it's called S Pop Pick'em League. I've actually been trying to do a show with Road Dog. He always show a lot of love. And I was just telling you in the green room that I got a radio show to go do. My dad just called me. on Monday, so I just got to figure out more information about that and what time it is. But it's Monday night, so that's gonna be dope. Be my first time on the radio. I'm excited about that, brother. But let's get into this next game. So USF, if you could have a nickname for USF, what would they be right now? They the top 25 killers. Like what would be your nickname for USF right now? Because they getting paid, like they got paid to go in Gainesville and left with a win. Did you see the scene of the coaches?
Yeah, I saw where they were running past the Florida coaches.
Yeah, that was dope. So we're credentialed. So I always like to explain this to fans who aren't credentialed. So when you're credentialed, the press box is, and that's typically where you either sometimes you don't pick up your credential from there, but you if you're on the field, you'll pick up like your photography vest or your arm badge because some teams will force you to wear an arm badge so all the security know that you're supposed to be on the field. It's on the same level where the coaches are at. So, the coaches aren't in the press box, of course, but they're in other rooms designed for the coordinators to be in those rooms. So what you'll see is at halftime, coaches want to get some food, the elevators are held up like about 15 minutes before game time. The coaches are on the field. Now they need to get up to the rooms that are near the press box. So they hold the elevators. That just happened to me at Maryland. I got the Maryland like game late. Virginia traffic is ridiculous. I didn't get there. I got there before kickoff, but I just got there late for me. I like to get to games about an hour and a half early. So they held the elevator. So the coaches get on. I said, I'm not waiting for this. So I just walked up like 6 flights of steps. Your boy was out of breath, bro. I promise you I was out of breath. But so can you imagine the energy of getting on the elevators? You're in somebody else's stadium. Did you see the lady who looked like she wanted to tell them to calm down? Because she's a Florida Gator fan. She looked like she might have been an SID or somebody, but she didn't. But that scene was fantastic just to see that. They high-fiving each other because you want to go celebrate with your team. You celebrate with the people that's in the little room with you. In the broadcast box, I guess is what we'll call it. So they go downstairs and high-fiving each other. That scene was amazing. It was one of the things that really I saw and I love seeing this week. It's just always little moments I love seeing, but I like to give people backstory of what's that like because it's not you're not instantly on the field. The people, the elevator operators will try to make sure they hold the elevator so you can get down there. So, what do you think about USF? What are you liking about them so far this season?
What's the name? Byron Brown.
Byron Brown.
Yeah.
Kid is just phenomenal.
I think he had like 280 something passing yards last game.
I'm not sure how much it was.
He led them in rushing too. I know
the thing that's been most impressive about him, what he's got, one pass and touchdown on the season. He's not turning a ball over. He's not creating losing plays. I think that's what's the most impressive thing about Byron Brown.
But their defense has also been impressive. I mean,
yeah,
holding Florida to what? 16 points?
16 points, yes, sir.
Yeah. And then I think their first game was what? They allowed 7 points.
They beat the crap out of Boise State. Yeah. I actually became uninterested in that game fast because I had a parlay that day. And so I did pick South Florida to win the game. But then somebody messed it up. It was a WNBA player messed it up.
Yeah. So, they allowed 7 points, I think, against Boise State. And then 16 points last week. Like, it's really been their defense. But their offense, well, I ain't gonna say it's been putting up points. First week could put up points, second week it didn't, but it did enough. Yeah, I mean, I just think it has to be the defense that's been like really the most impressive thing. To hold a Florida team of that talent to 16 points is crazy.
I tell you what, we got a question in the chat, and thank you. We truly do appreciate all the questions in the chat. It said Ole Miss versus Arkansas. Who y'all got for a straight up win? Now, Ole Miss played last week. We've been hearing a lot of hype about the Austin Simmons kid. I think he's impressive. He looked shaky last week. I think he threw a couple of interceptions versus Kentucky a week ago. How well do they play? I tell you what, Ole Miss can't allow Kentucky to allow Arkansas to hang around the way that, they allow Kentucky to hang around the way they let. I'm sorry, I said it backwards again. They can't allow Arkansas to hang around the way they allow Kentucky to hang around. Because I really do like what Sam Pittman is building down there. Every year we want to fire Sam Pittman, right? And I think Taylor Green has truly bought into that offense. Who I got straight up, I trust Ole Miss more. I trust Lane Kiffin more than I trust Sam Pittman. But if that same Ole Miss team showed up last week, Arkansas will win the game. Because I believe that game is in Fayetteville, right?
Yeah.
I think that game is in Arkansas. So who I got straight up Ole Miss will be my pick.
I'm taking Arkansas. This is just like one of Lane Kiffin games.
It's a Lane Kiffin special.
Yeah.
So this is the Kentucky or Florida from last season.
Yeah.
I would agree with you. But Taylor Green has been fantastic during this time in Fayetteville. So I really like that. Great question, man. And Giovanni Campus, keep them coming, bro. We love getting interrupted. We love talking college football, so I love it. So USF, you were talking about their Lane Kiffin special. That's hilarious, man. So talk to me more. I like what you said. You know everybody's talking about Byron Brown, but this defense has played phenomenal. USF do have a big play target, and he was a true big play target this past weekend.
You talking
Kashawn
about Keyshawn
Singleton.
Singleton? Man,
Yeah,
yeah.
he continued to make plays like when they really need, like, the Mariah Carey song
Hmm.
"Hero Comes Along." Like it was definitely Kashawn Singleton this past week. So what do you like about him, Jalen?
He was very good. I remember hearing about him before the season started. I think it was like I read somewhere it was like underrated receivers going to the college football season. He was on there, and they
He
was
was on the list.
like, yeah, they was like, I mean, I was surprised he didn't transfer before the season happened. I was like, oh, well, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, what do you have? He that was 75 yards. He had the single touchdown they had last weekend.
He did.
Yeah, I mean, he's clearly the number one receiver. And just hearing about him before the season, I was like, oh, okay. And then he showed up this game and did good. Now he only had, I believe, like he only had like 2 receptions.
Yeah, he doesn't have a lot of receptions on the season, but he has 2 catches. I think he's averaging something astronomical. Maybe like I want to say like 24 yards per catch he's averaging. Yeah, 24 yards per catch, 2 touchdowns on the season. Only got 7 catches on the season. So, but he's played lights out. Big play wide receiver. And guess what? He's only a sophomore, bro. So I think that's the special thing about him. So how you feeling about this game overall? We've talked a lot about the USF side of things. Let's talk about Miami. How you feeling about Miami so far this year? You and I aren't the biggest Mario Cristobal fans. Well, I was. But he'll never be forgiven for what he did 2024 ACC Media Days. So yeah, talk to me. How you feel about that?
I actually liked them this season. Now, part of me wishing Notre Dame beat them, but a part of me hopes USF beat them.
Can we go on a tangent real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
If Notre Dame loses to Texas A&M, are they mathematically eliminated from the college football playoff?
No.
You sure?
I'm sure. I'm sure.
All right. Well, all right. You sure? Okay. Strength of schedule matters. I get that. They don't play a conference championship. That would mean that they have to win their next 11 games. Winnable games for sure. I think they got Stanford on their schedule. I believe they play USC. It's a couple other teams that they play. Definitely their biggest games will be out the way, but you wouldn't deem them as mathematically eliminated if they lost to Texas A&M. So you think they still got a shot?
Yeah,
let me ask you this: a 10-2 Notre Dame over, let's say, like a 9-3 SEC team or a 9-3 Big Ten team. You're taking that 10-2 Notre Dame?
Yeah, I think the 10-2 Notre Dame gets in.
Okay. All right. I think they're mathematically eliminated if they lose this week. But I want to ask you this question. So let's get back. Let's talk about Miami, man. How you feeling about Miami so far this season?
I like them good. I mean, Malachi Tony's looked really good. I feel like, if I'm not mistaken, he's been their leading receiver in the first 2 games against Bethune Cookman and then Notre Dame. Carson Beck has looked good.
Have you noticed that he's in that Xavier Restrepo role in this team?
That's on Malachi Tony?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then CJ Daniels, is that catch of the year? Will anybody be able to compete with that?
I don't know if it's catch of the year.
Okay.
I mean, it's only he's been only 2 weeks in. But
yeah, he's been a big play target. He got 3 touchdowns in the season already. But yeah, I like that wide receiver core.
Yeah. I feel like their defense has looked good. It took like a fourth quarter / second half surge from Notre Dame to kind of, fight back in that game. Yeah, I like this Miami team. Of course, they still have a tough schedule, but yeah, they I think they've looked good. I trust them in this game. Like I trust them more than I trust Florida going into this game. Like, I trust them more than I trust Florida whenever they're facing USF. So, yeah, I don't like. I'm not buying into all the hype about USF. Like, I think they're a good team, but I'm not buying into like the upset hype.
Okay. Do you think they'll win the American?
It's
which
tough.
I think is the strongest.
Yeah.
Group of 5. I've been wanting to say group of 6 because we know that's what the Pac-12 will be headed as far as how we designate them. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's close. I don't think it's close. And
I
that's
mean, I feel like
a
they looked like the
discussion I
better
had with
team.
Brian Browning. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tulane's going to be good this year. Navy's going to be good. Temple has been surprising. Did you see the Oklahoma reporter with the hot mic?
No.
He says it's going to be like going to a high school game,
Mm.
going to Temple. And I know Casey Killer, we had the opportunity, not you and I, but Moon interviewed him at ACE. I almost said it, at the
Hey,
American Media Days. And he's a winner, bro. Cal. Yeah. You talk to, some players from Cal. Moon talked to some players from Cal. I talked to some players from Cal. Are you surprised with how well they're playing so far this season? JKS has been balling out of his mind.
no. The freshman quarterback has surprised me,
Yeah.
but it hasn't looked like just talking to them. You kind of see that you kind of see
Yeah.
and feel that they were confident going into the season.
That's the feeling that we got. And that's why I love being at media days, because you kind of get insider information, I feel. And I
Mhm.
felt like we all left there like, yo, Cal's gonna be better than we think they're gonna be. But the kid Jaron, I don't say his last name, so I think we just been calling him JKKS. I think is what we're calling him. And that kid he's been spectacular. What type of bag you think it's gonna take to keep him there? Because schools are probably already in his inbox.
Yeah, you can best believe somebody already hit him up.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Hey,
You
we
can come
got-
play here. You can start, but
we got-
I think more quarterbacks are
Miami.
going to start taking his route. But yeah, Miami will definitely be in this inbox. So I like that we've, from Miami side, you talked about Malachi Tony, true freshman. Oh, by the way, CJ Daniels has played lights out. How you feeling about the run game so far?
Against Notre Dame, it looked good.
Yeah. Mark Fletcher certainly did his thing.
Yeah. Against Notre Dame, it looked good. Last game was last game. It wasn't really a crazy tough opponent. It was Bethane Cookman. So, I take that with a grain of salt. But against the formidable opponent in Notre Dame, it looked good. So I want to trust it. But of course, against this USF defense, it will be tested. I don't know how tested it will be, but I think it will be tested.
No, I think you're 100% right. It'll definitely be tested.
But I have strong faith in their run game.
I do too. And Carson Beck is playing lights out. Is he getting enough Heisman consideration? He does have 4 touchdowns on the season, almost 500 yards passing, whopping 78% completion percentage. This offense, we said it. We've been saying it all off season. This offense is much more quarterback friendly than the one he was in Athens. How you feeling about Carson Beck's play so far?
He's looked good. We know before the season I wasn't a fan of him. I still iffy about him, but
Right.
I give him props. He's looked big. He looks good. He's looked more improved than he did last season. So
yeah, I agree with you there 100%. All right, so we've talked about both teams, I think, in great enough detail. Talk to me about who you think win this game, and do you think this game will be close? You think USF has a chance to win
by
this one?
like 2 touchdowns.
Okay, I'm with you there. Miami has looked good. They've exceeded. I don't want to say exceeded my expectations this early in the season because there's still a lot more ball left to play. But I like what I'm seeing so far.
Still got Pitt.
Yeah.
Still got Virginia Tech. Still got.
I don't even want to talk about.
Still got. What did I say? Florida. They still got Florida State.
Will Brent probably make it through the season?
I don't know.
Yeah, they still got Florida. They still got Florida State, like you said. They still got to play a lot of good teams. So we gonna find out. I don't think Brent Pratt does make it through the season, and that breaks my heart. All right, so let's get into the last game that we're covering today. We got Florida versus LSU. Saturday night, Baton Rouge. You got two schools that really hate each other. Florida's 1-1 after the USF loss. LSU is ranked 3rd in the AP poll. They're 2-0.
Billy Napier, hot seat.
Billy Napier's on the hot seat.
Weren't they trying to fire Billy Napier after?
They were. Now Paul Feinbaum said the end is near for Billy Napier. How do you feel about Billy Napier? If let's say they get mollywopped in this game versus LSU, you think he's fired after that?
Oh, well, he might be done.
He might be done.
Yeah, he saved the season last year.
Yeah, he did. He was able to do that.
He saved the season last year, but I think the AD, whoever needs to go over with, but he's gonna look at it like, okay, you haven't had much success here. You saved the season last year, but you tell me we're heading down the same road this year that we were last year? if I'm the AD, I want to look at that as a success.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to go through that every season. So I look at him like, he, I, I'm not a fan of him right now,
Mm-hmm.
and I wouldn't blame him if they fired him. This, like, if they lose again, I wouldn't blame him. But yeah, I don't blame Florida fans for this. Like, um, I feel like some of it is like kind of reactionary, but some of it is justified. But it's like you look at like DJ Lagway didn't play the best last week.
He played horrible last week, but Billy Napier also called horrible plays last week. Alrighty, do you feel like they've given Billy Napier more chances than they gave Dan Mullen?
Yeah, because Dan Mullen never really had a terrible season.
No, he didn't. It was just they were so used to Urban Meyer and they were so used to being in, contention for the national title game that, it was expectations versus reality. Same thing happened with Nebraska and Bo Pelini. Matt Rule. I keep going on tangents. My apologies, brothers. But Matt Rule, did you see his halftime
speech?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, it was incredible. It was incredible. I mean, it was along the lines of, you remember Kenny Dillingham talking after first day of fall camp? He was like, somebody got to go 3-9. We can be the ones that go. They didn't pay with passion. It was like along those lines. Actually, go ahead. Keep talking about Florida and your beliefs on Billy Napier. I'm gonna find a video so you can see it. I'm gonna find it now. Actually.
Yeah, no, I'm not like. I like DJ Lagway. I've been hyping him up all season. But dang, you gotta perform better, man.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
The sad part is I have these dudes in my college football playoff.
I do too.
And
you look at that and you're like, bro, why'd I put you here? Like,
right.
You look at that, you're like, can't believe I fell for it.
Right. For sure.
Yeah. Like, you look at these other teams. Shoot, Illinois had their first test and they passed it.
With flying colors. You guys exceeded my expectations in that game. Brett Bielema is giving you all a reason to believe, brother.
Although this see like a dude person be like, oh, if Illinois didn't have so many turnovers in the second half, then if Duke didn't have so many turnovers in the second half, then the game would have been closer. That's stupid.
I hate when people say crap like that, man. They got a game this week versus Tulane. That's gonna be interesting. Darian Mensah having a return. I can only imagine what them signs gonna look like in a Big Easy.
Well, yeah, you look at a team like now. Yeah, you look at a team like that, and you're like, oh, like that team that is going to fight for a college football playoff spot won their game, but we didn't win our game. Like I don't know. If I'm an AD, I don't like that. If I'm an AD, I'm not a big fan of Billy Napier, and that at least has been longer under Billy Napier. Dan Mullen had like really one big struggle season. They were just like, hey,
they were done.
Yeah,
they were 100% done, man. And I'm about to upload the video file now, and we'll watch this thing.
Maybe I just have a different standard. I don't like them freaking moving the ball. They're dropping back at the end of the half. Like, we're on the side, as me and John are saying, they'll take a knee here. They'll run the ball. They don't fear you. They don't respect you enough yet. And if that sounds like coach speak, then you have the wrong brain. They're dropping back against our starting defense. They're cutting our own line at the end of the half. All you young guys, just go back there and chill. I want my opportunity. Some of you guys will get an opportunity right now. I told you I don't care what the score is. I told you I care what the tape looks like. Did I trip when the ball was fumbled? No, I don't care what happens in the game. I want to see what the next play is. You have one half. Defense, you have one half. If they try to drop back and throw it, and that quarterback's not on the ground, I want new guys in there rushing. I want them hit. I want them never to say our name again. You believe the fact with 43 seconds left, they just gave us the ball back. They went down 33 and they're still dropping back. They had the balls to cut you. I thought you guys get the ball, you put it down and score. You made me put the freaking red and the white in. And you guys get in, you go play. I don't care what the score is. Troy told you shutouts are precious. We almost gave them a shutout. I don't want them ever to say our name again. That's the killer instinct I ask about. Not what does my hair look like, what do I look like in the freaking mirror. I walk in here, guys in the mirror checking themselves out. You got a chance at a shutout. You guys got a chance of freaking hanging a score around here we haven't hung in a long time. We don't work hard enough to go take what we want. Go take what you want. You want to get in the game? DJ, you run your ass off on all those routes all week. Now you get a chance to get in the game, maybe. If your brother and your brothers will put them away. It's about time people say, I don't want to schedule those guys anymore. I don't want to play those guys anymore. And if my standard's too high, then leave. If you're with me, go out there and do not, I don't want to see a smile. I don't want to see nothing silly. I want to see a bunch of guys locked in that want to make a team quit. That they, I don't know why he showed you guys Bronx Hill at the end of it. You know what he said to that guy after beating out that biker gang? He said, look at me. I did this to you. He wasn't scared to make sure that guy knew who he was. I did this to you. When you're shaking their hand at the end of the game, they better have that look in their eye. You did it to them. It's supposed to be 33-0. It's supposed to be that score. Now, what's the second half supposed to look like? I'll see you guys on the field.
Dog. They were up 33-0. I don't know if you caught that, but that is the halftime speech. Incredible. Matt Rule, year 3, dog. Never fails. I don't know if you saw some of the backstory with this team too. Like when they went to Kansas City to play Cincinnati, how normally these teams take chartered flights. He made them catch a bus to go down there. Like he wants them to be gritty. When you see stuff like that, what does it make you think of Matt Rule and what his Nebraska program might be headed?
That's good. But results on the field matter. I don't.
Yeah. You're 100% correct.
Like I love when people bring up like, oh yeah, he made him take a bus. But I'm like, yeah, I guess that make your team grittier, but I don't know if it make him better than this team.
Right. That's 100% fact. I like that. I like that take.
But I mean, it was good and everything. Like the speech was good. I like how he brought up the fact he said, yeah, if I come in here, y'all over there checking yourselves out in the mirror, and yeah, I was like,
yeah,
I was laughing.
He ain't lying. They won 68-0, by the way.
I actually just looked at the score. I was like, actually, I wonder how much they won by. 68-0.
That's the action behind. You know what I'm saying? So, like you said, you'll like to see it on the field. So let's get back to this Florida LSU game. We talked a little bit about Billy Napier and his seat being extremely high. Russ Callaway is listed as the offensive coordinator, but Billy Napier is calling plays and he's not going to relinquish that. Ron Roberts is their defensive coordinator. On the LSU side, Joe Sloan is a guy that I respect at offensive coordinator. They just haven't been able to muster up points. And the offense hasn't looked the same, even with similar or better talent. Maybe not better talent is the right verbiage of words, but equal talent, in my opinion. And that they just haven't been able to muster up what Mike Denbrock was able to do a couple of years there before he left. And Blake Baker, can we say how great of a job he's done during his time at Baton Rouge? Because they couldn't stop a nosebleed, a few years ago. He certainly got them playing much better ball. And a lot of people talk about Whit Weeks and his talents through the roof. People talk about Harold Perkins. But the guy that's leading them in tackle right now is Wes Weeks. And I feel like nobody talks about him. Like, great player. Love this defense. Defense is playing outstanding. What is concerning you most about this offense? Like, Caden Durham is a guy who flashed a lot last year. I'm expecting him to pop this year. Hasn't really popped. I feel like they know they have Garrett Nussmeier. When you got somebody great on your team, like you can goof off. Like, let's say we playing in a pickup league and we know we playing a team that we better in.
Yeah.
But because we got Carney on our team and he's 6'8", 6'9", we know we're gonna win anyway, right? And we just goofing off. Like, that's the feeling I get from LSU. They know they have Garrett Nussmeier, so they feel like they can goof off offensively. But 20 points per game.
Is Garrett Nussmeier good enough to where you can do that?
I think we want to say so, right? You know what I'm saying? But every game in the SEC, I'm not sure. Yeah. Play on the field, right? What you just said, yeah. I see it. But talk to me about where you at with LSU right now.
I like them, but I didn't expect the offense to really look like this by week 2. I expected the defense not to look crazy great, but the defense looked good.
Yeah, defense playing lights out.
Hill Clemson, 10 points?
Yeah.
Hill I take the 7 points. I mean, they look good, but the offense has just not been there. You mentioned K. Durham. I think he led them rushing in that Clemson game, but last game he only had 29 yards.
Yeah. He played great last season too,
Yeah.
and was their featured back. I think by game 3 or so. He was their starting running back. Maybe
Aaron Anderson has looked good.
he has. Yes.
I think he let them receive in the first game against Clemson. The last game he was like second or 1st leading receiver. Like the offense, I think it's just taking a while to click. Honestly, that's all. Like I feel like it's just gonna take a while. Maybe it's this game. Maybe it's the game after. They better hope it's this game.
I'm going to say something that's about to piss a lot of people off.
Okay.
I don't think that this is a playoff team.
Well, we got 12 teams now, so it might be a playoff team.
And the reason I don't think LSU is a playoff team, granted, they showed championship level effort versus Clemson, but after seeing Clemson last week, I'm getting there. I'm really getting to the point where I'm about to be out on Clemson, bro. And it's early to the season. In the season, I don't want to say I'm overreacting, but I think this team is arguably the best team in the country, and I haven't seen it nowhere near that.
Wait,
They were down
Clemson?
they were down like what 16-0?
Yeah,
versus
16
Troy
nothing. I guess.
Yeah, this
I mean,
past
against Troy.
yeah. So LSU, you think LSU a playoff team?
I want to say yeah.
The defense is amazing. Offense, like listen to these names on offense: Caden Durham, Garrett Nussmeier. You got Aaron Anderson. You got Nick Anderson. You got Barry Brown. You got Chris Hilton Jr. You got Xavier Thomas at tight end. Like you got Trey Green. Like, why aren't they scoring points?
I'm gonna say they're a playoff team.
You think they're a playoff team?
Yeah, they just haven't looked like
Okay.
I mean, they just haven't put up 45 points, but they've won games. I think they can still do enough against other playoff teams to where they will look good.
Okay. They haven't played SEC competition yet, is what I'm telling you.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. 20 points a game ain't gonna cut it. Even
I
when you play
mean, but it's Clemson.
yeah.
Is Clemson
Yeah,
playoff?
Clemson. Yeah. I thought they were. I still think they are, but I'm not sure. You know what I'm saying? But LSU, they number 3 in the AP poll. You think they're the third best team in the country?
No,
Okay.
no.
All right. I don't think so either. But it's still early in the season. So who you got winning this game?
I got LSU win this game.
Okay.
I got LSU win this game. I don't know. I just don't trust Florida after last week.
I think this will be a Billy Napier special. When everybody's ready to kick this guy out of town, he's gonna go in Baton Rouge and get a win. Give me Florida. For some reason, I feel like Florida's gonna win this game. And if they do, the internet isn't ready for it. X is not ready for Florida to win this game because I know LSU fans been talking this week as they should have been. Oh, you guys just lost to USF. What do you think we're gonna do to you? You know what I'm saying? They've been talking. They've been talking. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like this is a game. They'll figure out a win. Hopefully, right? Hopefully LSU wins this game. Like of course. You can still hear me?
Okay.
Okay. I think I might have accidentally hit the button. Yeah, that's what I did. So yeah, hopefully LSU wins the game because I did have Garrett Nussmeier winning the Heisman this year, but I'm a little scared. Maybe because of that, I'm a little scared about LSU. But yeah, I think this is a Billy Napier special. We saw Jalen Milroe run all over this LSU defense last year. Hopefully DJ Lagway can have some of that, but DJ Lagway has not looked great.
But I feel like this is a better LSU defense.
Nah, better for sure. And what is this, year 2 for Blake, or is it year 3?
Year 2.
I think it's year 2. Yeah, I want to say it's year 2. So I don't know. It'll be a damn good game. Any final thoughts you have before we get up out of here, brother?
I don't think so. I actually get to watch college football this week.
Hey, real friends don't invite friends to fall weddings, Jalen. You know that.
I mean, unless I
But I mean, you did have a good time. Got to see some pretty, you know what I'm saying, good looking. You know what I'm saying. A little bit of drama, which all weddings have a little bit of drama, right?
Yeah.
There are 2 I've been to this past summer, and they're great friends because they invited me during the summer. They had some drama too, bro. Just the way it is.
But yeah. Unless something gets scheduled Saturday, then I'll be at home watching college football. But I don't know if it will. I mean, I don't know what we got playing this Saturday. I don't know what our friend group got playing, but I actually get to watch college football this Saturday, so I'm excited for that.
Me too. I'm not sure where I'm going yet this weekend, and it's never been this late in the week. I don't know where I'm going. I'm credentialed for so many games. I don't know. I'm gonna give Moon a call after I get out of after we finish this episode and figure it out. But yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know.
How you feel about the Bills?
This year, that
No,
game was
last
incredible.
game.
The game was incredible. Fun fact: I didn't watch most of it. I listened to
Really?
all of it because I was at my station working on my show for Monday. But that Josh Allen, he just looks different this year. He did something. I always recognize little stuff. So as we started to come back, I migrated from my seat over here because I have my setup in my living room, and I migrated over to my beautiful U couch that I just love looking at. I migrated over there, and I'm watching the game. I'm
Good
getting
flex.
hyped, and then say it again.
I say good flex.
Yeah. I got 85-inch TV right here too. My little like that too, right? So I walked, I walked over there, right? And Josh Allen did this thing I never seen him do. I knew we were going to win. He walked on the field and he was like this, like you can't see it on the screen, but like pretend your hands are down your side. He was just like this. He just walked onto the field, like it was almost like a duck, bro. But like he was just like, and then that throw he threw the guy that we got from the Chargers. I don't watch other teams, so I don't even know his name, brother. But that throw was one of the best throws I've seen all weekend. But defense looked bad. King Henry, I shouldn't say that. Ed Oliver had an outstanding game.
I mean,
he doesn't get
always tortured y'all. So
yeah. He always tortures us. But to not play great and to win a game you have no business winning, the momentum you have heading into next week's game and the rest of the season will be phenomenal. But I think Josh Allen showed why he's the MVP and was the MVP last year. So now people can shut the H up.
yeah.
What's your thoughts? I know you got other thoughts. How'd you like your game against the Raiders? You guys look great.
Oh, good way to be sarcastic. I can hear it in your voice.
I'm learning how to troll from you, bro.
Oh man, yeah. I was telling you, I got questions about Drake, man. Before this thing started,
Nino said the same thing. You guys actually agree on a lot of things because he a Patriots fan too.
Yeah. I got questions about Drake, man. I think he's just gonna be this kind of irresponsible quarterback at times.
Did you watch the game?
I watched as much. I watched the first half and I watched some of the third quarter.
Hey man, I'm gonna answer my phone real quick. I'm gonna put myself on mute.
If anybody's in chat, what else y'all think about this upcoming week of college football? What you think about Illinois versus Western Michigan? It's supposed to be a good game. Illinois is supposed to win. Texas A&M Notre Dame supposed to be a good game.
It is a really good game. It was my dad. He don't never call me back to back. I was like, oh, let me see something going on. But he was good, man. But yeah, some really good games this weekend. Jalen, I appreciate you, brother. Yo, what you doing Saturday? Yeah, y'all get the new internet at the crib yet?
Not yet, nah.
Bro, when you get it, we gotta do a reaction to the weekend. Like vertical style, let's just react to the games, bro. We got to. I'm thinking about taking an idle week for college football. Like I said, I'm gonna call Moon, figure out where we going. Like I said,
I feel like that's bad. I feel like an idle week might be necessary, especially when you travel and everything.
Is really good because then I get to do reactions. I can help Moon with the articles.
So you can get an idle week, but I can't go to a fall wedding. I'll see how it is.
Yeah, you can't go to a fall wedding. Fall wedding sucks, bro. If we're being honest, me and my ex broke up because of a fall wedding. You know what I'm saying? Like she wouldn't break. And she's like, but what about like a late August? I'm like, dog.
That would be perfect. You could just
we're not getting
zero.
married. Nah, dog. No.
Cause he just one exciting game week 0. Other than that, you cool.
You're right, but I don't want to miss the boring games on week 0 because we don't get to see Brendan Lewis going crazy against you know what I'm saying, a season ago against SMU. Yeah. Baylor and SMU. Did you see that game this past week, bro? And now do you see everybody talk about how good Sawyer Robinson is? And then you see how everybody's also saying nobody was talking about Sawyer Robinson.
Yeah, I seen Danny Canal say something about him. But I watched like the first when I left. I want to say SMU was up like 24 something or something like that, like 24-10 or something like that. I'm like, okay, left and go to the wedding. I didn't have like.
Say it again. What was you doing?
I left to go to the wedding.
Okay, and then you didn't get to see what?
Uh, so we didn't have reset. So it was like my phone didn't have a signal.
So not only did you go to a wedding, they sent you to somewhere without a signal, so you couldn't even sneak peek at the games, bro.
No. I mean, I didn't miss anything. I mean, Illinois whooped Duke.
You're right.
Like,
You didn't miss anything. You did some catching up. So yeah, I got a bold take. I think Sawyer Robinson throws the greatest slot fade ever.
okay.
Ever
Might be crazy. I don't know.
ever, because you know the new slot fade in college football that they have. It's
Mhm.
a little bit different how teams used to run it back in the day, but it of course it's from the slot. Then they run that route. Like I'm telling you, the wide receivers run a route and they only got to go. They don't even got to look at the ball. You just put your hands out. The ball gonna be right there. But we're gonna get out of here, man. As I always like to say, there are no more victories in the sport that survive and advance. That's why college football has the greatest regular season. And until next time, you all take care. Jalen, I appreciate you, brother, man. Y'all have a good one. When you get that updated internet, man, we gotta do a reaction to one of these Saturdays, man.
Okay.